All right, I need to be able to ventilate with you guys, man. I need you. I need to be able to use your ears and to talk to you, because today is definitely not turning out the way that I had anticipated it doing. So, started off busy but productive, guys. I have been having a good day until I got to this point. So I had some issues with my C1. I've got a 77-inch C1. This setup behind me is where I shot the review of it and everything. Initially, I had it on that wall. You see there's light bleeding through that blind, but that's why I had the TV there. When I did the review last year, I had tinted the windows, so that was perfect. But I adjusted my setup in this room recently. This is my living room. I've also now made it a living and dining room. My dining room is just not being used. I've always had a TV there. Most recently, I got my second LG C2 and 55 in that room, but I'm now making that room into entertainment. I've got arcade cabinets and stuff. And so, man, sorry, that was a ridiculous Amber Alert. Hopefully that child is okay, but I am going to keep on speaking about what I was talking about. So I've rearranged this room. Thanks to, the viewership. Let me go ahead and turn this thing around. All right, after listening to you guys, I've moved my sweet spot seat up closer. And listen, it is masterful just sitting in front of this 77-inch C1 now. Just absolutely amazing. So let me get right into the issue. So I do have audio in here. Rear speaker. We've got left, right. We've got Atmos on top of them. We've also got a center down below. Let that focus in. So I've got a pretty decent setup, okay? I've got a Sony receiver. It is an HD 1080 model. It does 4K. It does have the audio return channel. Gives me adequate power. This is a quality receiver. This is like the best receiver that Sony has had available. And as of right now, it retails for $699 and it's not available. I have come to find out that the problem that I'm having is with my receiver. So I have audio return channel, HDMI plugged up. Sorry if the camera is shaky. If we go volume up, what I'm getting on the TV, nothing, right? It's just muting. It's muting, right? The TV is not set on mute. It is not, I can assure you that, right? Because that's the mute button. I am not muting the TV. If I go to turn on any type of, volume, I just got that. So, doing some troubleshooting. I seen that the audio return channel on my receiver apparently is shot. It's just not working, which sucks. I wasn't anticipating having to buy a receiver today. Now, the good thing is that I do actually have a protection plan on this receiver, and I believe it's for 4 years. I need to look it up. I've had this receiver maybe 2 years, might be crossing 3, but I do know that I still have some coverage on it. And so the issue that I'm having with it should be covered. Now, the first thing that I thought to try was my HDMI connection. Did a different HDMI, which is 2 on the LG to the ARC. The receiver has 2 HDMI outs, and I will try to get a photo or something like that, maybe throw it in there, because I don't want to unplug this thing, because I need it to be connected right now. But I tried a new cable, tried 2 new cables, nothing, no dice at all. Then I thought maybe it's like the HDMI 2 for the ARC that's on my TV. Nope, because I plugged my PC, which I have connected into 3, into 2, and sure enough, I got full video out of the HDMI. I got audio when switching to the TV speaker, so that's working. So looks like it's just my receiver. And I can tell because I'm not getting any video from the receiver. Like, the receiver itself actually has like a video. It has an image, right, for you to be able to control the content and kind of like to set things up, to calibrate the system, to mess with the settings. It's not like the older receivers where you had to just do it all manually. You do have video out for these newer receivers. And so although this one isn't a brand new one, it does have that. And so testing that, I'm like, man, it sucks. The HDMI must have blown on this thing somehow. I don't know. But this, again, is why I do encourage people to buy a protection plan. Like, if you get your products from a reputable company, get you a warranty. Like, I've seen many a times, and I'm not here to debate this. I am not here to debate this. This is just my opinion, but I have seen the opinions of others. And I will see things like, oh, well, warranties are a scam. And it's like, I don't agree. I do not agree that warranties are a scam. I feel like a scam. I feel as if, you know, if you guys are buying something from a place that has some credibility, some integrity behind, like, you know, just the baseline of how they support their products, understanding that none of these retail chains, it doesn't matter if it's like a mom and pop shop, a specialty place, or like a big box retailer like a Walmart, Amazon, Target, they don't make the products. They don't make them. So there is a manufacturer warranty there, but I've had this thing for years, right? So now I'm sitting here in a new setup. TV's looking great, but I can't hear anything out of the audio system. And listening to the audio on the C1 is just not acceptable after being immersed into, you know, being engulfed into this immersion that I have created for this room, right? So I'm going to plug up the digital optical just to make sure that the receiver itself is working. But I think right now, up to this point where I'm recording, the issue probably lies within like the HDMI arc on the receiver. So let me get it connected and do a quick test. All right, so some good news is that the receiver itself is not broken. I'm still not able to control this using the remote. Does nothing for the receiver audio because the HDMI is broken. I am going directly from the television's digital optical to the receiver's digital optical. The problem with this is that now I've got to use the Sony remote for volume up, volume down. I don't have any of the features that I would want utilizing it this way. This is very, I'm going to say prehistoric. The stage that I have my receiver, it's low. So I have absolutely no way to control volume up, down, mute, anything like that with that remote because the couch is blocking it. So I am not prepared to rearrange my setup just for this. This is just not going to work for me. Unexcusable. So I will be unplugging this and looking to get this thing replaced possibly today, right? So you see this video is going to have some depth because I think that I am going to look into options and I'm going to see what the store has in stock. So let me show you what receiver I'm actually using. All right, guys, so let's just take a quick look at this receiver that I've got. It is as you can see, the Sony. The model of this guy is the STRDN 1080. As I said in the beginning of this video, it's a 1080 model. It's a pretty good receiver in my opinion. Just looking at it on Amazon, the receiver is hard to come by now. Like, it's sold out at a lot of retailers and it's overpriced, probably because of such. Does have Dolby Atmos. It's a 7.1.2. You know, all these different features is pretty much what this guy has. But look at the back of this thing. It does have Wi-Fi. So you've got 6 HDMIs in, and then you've got 2 that are out. One is an ARC. That's the one that's blown. That's the one over to the right. As you look at these 8 ports. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 channels. So this thing has the ability to pretty much house full setup in a lot of different arrays. Now, I don't believe that I'm fully utilizing this receiver to its fullest potential, but I don't need to. It offers me exactly what I want. And at this point, what I want is the audio return channel. Now, this receiver, because it came out at the time that it did, doesn't really offer you like any HDMI 2.1 functionality. There's no variable refresh rate. I really feel like Sony dropped, like as a collective, dropped the ball with spearheading availability of new receivers with their TVs. I felt like for their TVs to not have as many HDMI 2.1 ports, I feel like implementing that technology in a new lineup of 2022 receivers would have been like the best thing that they could have done. Honestly, guys. And so it sucks for me that I don't have this receiver. It's not an option for me to be able to use. Sorry, I was messing with the camera there for a second. But the receiver isn't really going to be it's not going to put me in a position where I can do much. So I'm thinking that I'm going to go ahead and just buy me a new receiver, just a brand new receiver, because like I said, I can't deal with using a digital optical, having to use a second remote. It's just like, I don't want to go around any other crazy kind of workarounds. So I don't know, guys. Okay, so this unit is the unit I'm looking at possibly getting. This is a Denon 960 model. This is gonna put us in a position where I'll have some future-proof technology, right? To some degree. AK is nothing that I'm interested in now. Probably not for the next 3 years. Possibly I won't be looking into any AK opportunities, but just to give some photos, I like the aesthetics of this. I just like how there's the symmetry with, like, even in this image right here, like button 1 to 4 and then movie to pure. I just like how that's spread out equally, where the knobs are left and right. You got the front USB port, just little things like that I like to look at. But going to the rear, this is going to offer me similar amount of connections, right? So I've got the 8 complete. This does give me, 6 HDMIs. I do get one in at number 6. That one is going to be the only 2.1. This is a 2020 model, so nothing brand new, but it gives me the eARC, which is all I need. It does give me 2 opticals, which I think my Sony only has 1. Again, no big issues there. And the Sony totally works as like a movie setup. If I had the receiver kind of like in a clear shot, it would be okay. If I went back to using a Harmony remote, it would be okay. But I don't want to do any of that. I'm past that. I like simplicity, right? I still get the pre-outs, the 2 for my subwoofers, even though I have 1. This ultimately is going to lead down to me getting better audio. So if the Sony can be repaired, it'd be great. I don't know if they'll be able to have the part to fix this. I don't know if this HDMI board is just one piece, if it's fully connected, more integrated. I don't know, man, but these things are not in stock, the Sony units. And so I think this Denon is going to be a good fit for me. Looks like it's available at my local retailer. So I think I'm going to pull the trigger on getting this one today, just so that I can get back to the simplicity and the uniformity that I have come to love with my setup. So I don't know. In the comment section, let me know what you guys think. This video still has some runtime. I still got some creating to do with this, but my thought process is that if I get this receiver, I know that I've been wanting to get better speakers. I kept myself from buying better speakers because the system is fine in there, man. I'm fearful that getting the Denon receiver, I'm just going to know that I don't have, it's not going to be a Sony, right? I don't know, but my vinyl player is Denon, so I might be okay. Maybe I want to go back to some clips. I used to have a really ridiculous clip setup. Like I had 2 towers in the front, 2 towers on the side, 2 towers in the rears. I had 4 speakers in the ceiling. Get it? Center, 2 subs. Oh man, it was awesome. It was awesome. It was a higher end Denon receiver I had at that time, but I digress. Let's see what we got. All right, so I wanted to make sure I got a shot of both of these. The bottom being the Sony that I currently have wired up, and then the Denon up top that's about to go here. Some of the differences. Denon has 2 opticals. Sony has 1. The Sony does have a second zone, so has the ability to route some audio there for stereo, and then still have your movie configuration. They are more vertically positioned, whereas to the speaker ports terminals are horizontally laid out on the Denon. The Denon is going to offer you more for the component. So component options don't exist on the Sony at all. I'm a little shocked with that, considering at the time I got it. But so if you got some old school stuff, you do still have options there. You've got more monitor out options. If you got, a component TV or something old school, you do have more options there. But I do like that second zone. So I might need them to fix this, and I might still hold on to this Denon. But there's your comparisons, just looking at the two. So what I'm going to do to simplify this for my life is just kind of do one wire at a time. Like I said, I didn't do any banana plugs on this, but they are in there nice and clean and snug. Just going to take one out and do one at a time. All right, we have success. HDMI is working. It might look a little crazy right here, but I'm going to get this remote so I can navigate through the settings. But as you can see, I've got volume working again. I've actually got the display for the receiver on HDMI. Got that thing down there. It's my setup. Vinyl player, Xbox Series X, gaming PC / server, and got that unit down there. So gonna need to get this thing fully set up. I will say that I initially thought my kid did something, because he's watching YouTube one day, come home, and it was just not working, man. So this has been an issue for a few days, like earlier in the week. And I just got some time today to sit down and deep dive. And once I did that, I was able to see that the issue was a little bit deeper than what I thought it was initially. But yeah, all right, so got this thing going through its setup. This is my orientation, even though my heights are not up on the wall. I have them above the actual left and right towers. So this pretty much just makes it where, if you guys are not familiar with this setup is common with all receivers that have a screen. Just walking through, making sure you can hear the tones. To the center, right, rear right, rear left, height, right, height left. Last should be the sub. Boom, 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 boom. Great. So there's a speaker calibration option here. I'm familiar with the Denon. I'm not going to be doing this. I have no need to do it. I'll go in and I'll kind of tweak each speaker to play the way that I want. You can pretty much positive or negative each channel. I know enough about that to just get the kind of sound that I'm looking for this room. All right, man. So I'm back to being able to watch content, and I am enjoying hearing my actual surround sound system. So again, having a dedicated center speaker playing with the clarity that I need, with the separations of my left, my right channel, and then the rears. This is a nice system, man. I like it personally. All of these are pretty much the core line Sony speakers, and the receiver that I got with these things I felt like was a great receiver. I've had it obviously for a couple of years, and so, you know, it's unfortunate that the unit went out, but we're looking to getting it repaired. As I said many times in this video, I do have a warranty, so I'm thinking this whole thing is probably going out. I don't know. I have not even tried to put anything in there, but then again, I really can't, because if I can't get an audio HDMI out for audio or video, then these make no difference. So it's probably the whole HDMI board right there that has gone out. I really hope that this can be repaired, because this receiver is good enough for me. The TV does all of the processing and everything that I need for it to do. I don't have a need to have 6 HDMI ports. And even if they were all 2.1, I still would not want to go through this, because I don't want to introduce the extra input latency. I don't want to deal with whatever processing that this has to go through before touching my TV. This thing has just been amazing for audio, and just the power of it, the functionality, giving me the ability to be able to have multiple zones is something that I like. It was just a really good unit. And so I really do hope that it can be fixed. Now, I will keep you guys posted on this. I didn't intend for this to be today's video, but if you liked it, leave a thumbs up, leave some dialogue, guys. Let's have a conversation. What kind of audio are you guys into? Listen, I've had some really, really high-end stuff, and I was getting ready to do some extra high-end stuff. I did not think that I was going to need to get a receiver. So the Denon that I got is going to be good enough for now. If I end up getting more speakers, maybe I'll go with the higher end unit, but I really hope I can get this guy back Either way, I'll keep you guys posted and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. God bless. Max love.